Okay, let's kind of get let me try to suggest to you two groups,
Okay.
if you will, and we see how we can try to help them, how you would try to help them.
Sure.
Okay, the first group would be a young person, probably a millennial, probably in their first job or something like that, early in their career.
Okay.
What would you suggest for that person to get rich? What kind of method they can use, or at least a kind of framework, if you will?
So let's take a step back. As I already mentioned, that I'm absolutely very convinced that not everybody wants to become rich. Not because you're humble, but because many of them truly believe they will never ever become rich, which is sad. Because you live your whole life normal, and then you die broke or whatever. Hopefully you have enough money to cover your own funeral expenses. But it's sad because 50, 60 years on earth. I mean, look at what other people have done in 20 years, and you did nothing over 70 years and you go. And to me, that's sad because your next generation starts from zero again.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes a whole generation after generation, cycle after cycle. I call it the reset effect. That's sad. If you're going to spend 70 good years on earth, build something, create something, pass it down to the next generation. This is not about money anymore. It's about creating a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And legacy does not have to be counted in terms of dollars and cents to me. It's creating something that helps humanity, helps mankind, and pass it on.
Okay, okay, I see where you're coming from about how not everyone wants to get rich because it's a mental block.
Correct.
So we start
So we need to deal with that, right? Because we need to deal with that, because if someone truly believes he doesn't want to become rich, then I'm not going to help him because he's uncoachable. You cannot, there's a saying, you can bring a horse to water, you can't force a horse to drink, you see. So many people don't want to drink. And if they don't want to be drink, they're not coachable. For me, I want to help people who have decided that they want to become rich, maybe because they're motivated by the book, whatever. This is what the book is for, really, is to give them hope that they could succeed, and they just need to find the right kind of mentor who is, and that's the problem with mentorship as well. Today we have a lot of well-meaning people, nice people who like to teach, people who like to coach. The problem is that if these people, the coaches themselves, are also struggling, and you take advice from them, how well will you turn out? You get what I'm trying to say here. I'm not condemning coaching, I'm not condemning people. I'm just saying that perhaps we should have less coaches, the coaches who work on themselves, get to a level of wealth and success. Now again, we're talking about wealth coach here, right? We're not talking about relationship coach or whatever, and employment coach, whatever. Specifically, if you're going to coach someone to be wealthy, I think you need to be wealthy yourself first.
Yeah, definitely.
Have achieved some level of success. That number one. Number two, that it has to be replicable as well. Remember, we talk about talent. That Wallace D refiltered talent itself. He said, well, talent is nice, but not necessary to become wealthy. So the problem is that if you start to say, well, you can become wealthy if you could run fast enough or swim fast enough, then it excludes the rest of the population, which is something, and to me that's wrong doctrine really.
Yeah.
Because what he's saying is this, right? It's a simple fact, doing things in a certain way.
So it's no more about you having to be a great footballer to get $1 million contract, or being like a tech genius to create a thing, but it's more about simple steps you can take.